If you like this podcast clip, you can watch the entire episode on this channel or on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Or you can check it out live on Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Damien says, hey Phil, I put vintage 64 pickups in my telly. They sound far away, almost like there is reverb built in. However, they seem hot, gritty, and overdriven. Thoughts? Yes. So, because they're older pickups, there could be a ton of things going on. But again, I would say you need to go through and check all the connections. Pickups generally do not go bad. It's not a common thing for a pickup to go bad. You hear about people rewinding, pickups and having to put new wire on. That does happen, but it's not something that's normal. You're not going to see that as a repair. It's not the most common repair when you have a pickup. I feel pretty safe in saying that if you're having an issue with a guitar, a lot of people, that's the number one thing everybody tells you. When you're a tech, everyone tells you your pickup isn't working. And when it's a tech, going into it, most likely it's going to be everything but the pickup that's causing the problem. It's going to be the wiring. It's going to be the potentiometers. It'll be the switch. It's going to be the output jack. There's going to be a ton of things going on in that guitar that are going to be the problem over so the pickups. So here's what I can tell you as a quick, easy way, if you don't have any other equipment, to check those pickups, especially on something like a telly. What you can do is take the plate, the telly electronics plate off with 2 screws, right? Pull it out. You're going to have your 3-way switch and your volume and your tone control. And what I want you to do, I would just go ahead and desolder. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. But what I would do is, while they're connected, let's use like the bridge pickup. Just pick one. I don't care which one. For this argument, we'll use the bridge. What I want you to do is take the bridge pickup, again, plug it into an amplifier at a low, clean setting, low. And what I want you to do is take something metal, like a screwdriver, be careful, of course, right? And tap on the slug on the pickup just lightly so you can hear it. I want you to just use your ear, okay? Whatever you're hearing the string sound like, the slug is going to have a similar kind of vibe sound to it. And when you tap on it, it's going to sound distant, echoey, thin, okay? Then what I want you to do is go ahead and desolder that pickup, okay? This is what I would do, so desolder the pickup from the terminals on the switch, and go ahead and wire it right to an output jack, okay? If you have one, that's great. If you don't, you could just go to your output jack, or you could just wrap those wires around. You would wrap the ground wire to the shaft of the guitar cable, and wrap the hot wire to the tip, where you see a black ring. This all makes sense when you look at it. There's a black ring on a guitar cable that separates the tip from the sleeve, because the sleeve is ground and the tip is the hot, and you just wrap it on there, okay? And then tap on the slug. In other words, I want you to bypass all the electronics, and I want you to see if the problem stays with the pickup. If it stays with the pickup, it's the pickup. That's an easy way to do it. I have is I have a guitar cable with alligator clips on one side, so I can just clip onto the 2 wires that pick up. If you have something like that, or if you want to make something like that, it's very inexpensive. Get a couple of alligator clips, solder them up. But either way, you want to bypass that. Just go pick up straight to, and listen to the tapping on that. Or you can just leave it in in the guitar. You can strum the guitar and have it go straight to amp, but bypass all that electronics and see if the problem persists. Sounds to me like, again, kind of like the other problem we talked about just earlier with the other guitar, sounds to me like something is grounding or touching, or something is happening, or something is not connected correctly, and you're going to get all kinds of things like that. And like I said, I would just go with that. Occam's razor, right? That's going to be the simplest solution. It's going to be most likely not the pickup. Yours, I'm less confident of than the other person's problem, because your pickups are, 50 something years old, 58 years old pickups. So, there's things that can happen to pickups that, because what could be happening is, at some point, because you don't know what happened to those pickups, they're not new, right? So one thing and again, I'm going to be very cautious when I tell you this, because I don't want you to. This is not likely. It's just possible. What could have happened is they could have been rewound at some point, and the person not know what they're doing, and the wire is not very tight and it's loose. And what you're hearing is the wire around the pickup, on the neck pickup, the 43 gauge wire just reverberating. That happens. Or it could be, not likely it came loose, but I mean, like I said, so somebody could have done something to those pickups. And then, this is the problem. That's why I said isolate the problem to the pickups, because that's what we don't know. We don't know if it's your electronics or your pickups. And And once it's your pickups, the good news is this: they're not bad no matter what. I can tell you right now, you can just rewind them, put new wire on them, and they'll be fine. They'll still have that magic sound too. They won't sound the same because they don't have all those years. The wire won't have all those years on it, but the magnets will give it that softer sound. So I love old pickups for that reason. The same reason I like old speakers, right? They're just as the magnets kind of lose some of the gauze as things age, they just get softer and they don't have as a bright. To me, my ears don't detect the bright attack that a lot of newer pickups and speakers and things tend to have. I love that.
If you like this podcast clip, you can watch the entire episode on this channel or on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Or you can check it out live on Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.